Once upon a time in Bengal, there was an era when widows lived under cruel social rules. In that age was born a remarkable woman, Binodini. She was educated, beautiful, and intelligent, and in her eyes lived a mysterious depth where joy and sorrow mingled together. But soon after her marriage, her husband died, and from that moment, Binodini's life came to a standstill. A widow's life had no color, no laughter, no freedom. Yet Binodini searched for light within herself. She read books, she thought deeply, she wrote her feelings down. But the loneliness inside her burned like a quiet fire. Meanwhile, in another part of the city, there were two close friends, Mahendra and Bihari. Their friendship was unbreakable. They shared each other's joys and sorrows like brothers. Mahendra was emotional, short-tempered, and self-centered, while Bihari was calm, mature, and compassionate. One day, Mahendra's mother decided to arrange a marriage for Bihari. The girl was none other than Binodini, but Bihari refused to marry, and Mahendra, without even seeing the girl, also said no. A few days later, destiny played its trick. Mahendra met a simple village girl named Ashalata. She was innocent, sweet, and always smiling softly. Mahendra fell in love with her at first sight, and in no time they got married. With Asha's arrival, Mahendra's life became full of colors. Their small world overflowed with laughter, love, and tenderness. Bihari often visited them, and among the three grew a warm, sincere bond. But one day, Binodini returned to their lives. Mahendra's mother brought her home, believing it was a noble act to give shelter to a lonely widow. Ashalata instantly liked Binodini. She called her Didi, elder sister, shared her secrets and spoke her heart to her. Binodini smiled on the outside, but deep inside, an emptiness grew stronger. There was something strange and magnetic in Binodini's eyes, an invisible pull which slowly began to draw Mahendra's heart towards her. At first, Mahendra told himself, "It's just sympathy." But when does sympathy turn into love? He never realized it until it was too late. Ashalata, on the other hand, began to sense the change. Her husband was no longer the same. In his eyes, she saw the shadow of another woman. But Asha was too innocent. She couldn't express what she felt. She only wondered, why does my husband talk to Didi so much? What am I missing? Binodini herself was torn apart inside. On one side, a forbidden love was blooming in her heart. On the other, fear of society and her own guilt. She told herself, "What I am doing is wrong. I am a widow. I have no right to feel this way." But who has ever controlled the heart? Days passed, and the truth began to show. Ashalata finally understood everything. Her heart was shattered with one question. Did I do something wrong? Why did my Didi destroy my home? Binodini was drowning in regret. She realized she never truly loved Mahendra. She only loved the feeling of being loved, something she had been denied all her life. One early morning, before sunrise, Binodini quietly wrote a letter and left the house. In the letter she wrote, "I am Chokher Bali, the dust in the eye that no one sees, but everyone feels. Wherever I go, I bring pain. So I am leaving this house, this love, this life." When Ashalata read the letter, she broke into tears. Mahendra sat silently beside her. his face pale with guilt and sorrow. Binodini walked away on an unknown path, perhaps to start a new life, perhaps to find herself again. Her story did not end there. It was the beginning of a silent liberation, a life where love exists but without possession, where regret lives but not hatred. Chokher Bali, a tiny grain of dust invisible to the eye, yet when it touches, the vision blurs and burns. And so was Binodini, a dust that entered their lives, not to bring joy, but to awaken realization and pain.